Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we will be talking about the famous Cold War. I'm Diana Duarte from Tec Milenio Campus Ciudad Juárez, and with this, let's begin, alright? What was it about? What is exactly the Cold War about? Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you the date. It started around 1947 and it ended all the way to 1991. Well, it was technically and generally a United States versus the Soviet Union fight to see which country had the best economic system. Eventually, it also seemed to include who got more allies, or pretty much who did what the best. In summary, it was the United States with their capitalist system against the Soviet Union with its communist system. But why is it called the Cold War? No, it isn't a war that happened in cold weather. And no, it wasn't a war where countries gave each other the cold shoulder. It is known as the Cold War because there weren't that many direct military encounters. It wasn't a full attack whoever gets in front of the situation. They never actually attacked each other. The US and the Soviet Union found other ways to try and win. However, during these events, they did make other countries fight for their causes. Examples of this can be the Korean War, where North Korea follows communism and South Korea was supporting the capitalism, and very similarly with Vietnam. In this case, however, US cause was defeated. Let's now talk in more detail about the main cause of this war, the economic systems. The United States wanted everyone to become capitalist, which can be seen as having liberty, democracy, private properties, and consumerism. Everything sounds nice until here, however, we also have wealth unevenly distributed, class distinctions, and it is a more individual system. Everyone works for his or her interests without really paying attention or thinking in the whole. It allows for private institutions to exist without the total intervention of the government and a freedom in the media. The communism, on the other hand, is more about discipline, economic control, social equality, and community. There are no elections since it is all managed by a dictator, society is always controlled by the police, properties and institutions, be it medical or educational, are all owned by the state, everyone has the same amount of wealth, there are no class divisions, and everything is censored in the media. Our first system was proposed by Adam Smith in the 18th century, while communism is known to be proposed by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in the second half of the 19th century. The interview I made, I asked Felix Raúl Mercado, which is a history teacher I had a year ago. He is 45 years, and well, he studied history, so I thought he was the best candidate. The questions are the following. What countries were the world leaders during this period? His answer was that there were two, the United States, who represented capitalism, and the Soviet Union, who represented communism. The second question, why did countries who were allies during the wars become enemies afterwards? He told me that even though communism and capitalism are enemies by nature, they befriended during World War II because they had a common enemy who was Adolf Hitler, who wanted to destroy both communist and capitalist. So they had like a common goal in mind. However, once he is gone from the scene, these two systems become rivals again, as though nothing had happened. Number 3. Where did the Cold War take place? It was an ideal exchange, he told me, but the US and the Soviet Union never confronted each other. It was all about having weapons to threaten each other. However, if they knew of some rebellion in any place of the world, they would go and help whoever was beneficial for them, as in the case of the Korean War and Vietnam as well. So the Cold War happened across the globe. It didn't have an exact place. There were different points. On the second part of the interview, what opinion did the general public have of the Cold War? His answer was, they were all afraid that the war would actually start since it included nuclear weapons, creating terror around the world, since everyone in their right mind is afraid of extinction. They knew it would all end with it. No actual winner would come out of this because the destruction these bombs, these weapons would create would be big. They were going to be huge, and it was going to be a huge problem, and a lot of people dying. It was going to be a mess, actually. And our last question is, what type of weapons did the two world powers have at their disposal? His answer was that there is this term in this war specifically called the arms race or the weaponry race, which can translate to see who created the best weapons. It was a constant competition between the two countries to see who had the best atomic weapons, which could be thrown from any part of the world, be it land or through submarines, through the air, etc. Alright, now my final thoughts about the war. In general, what to think about the Cold War? Well, in my opinion, this was a really senseless war. There was a lot of rivalry created for nothing. Everyone is free to have whatever system they believe more convenient for their country. They have their reasons and their ideals for it, and that doesn't mean they will be a threat to the world. It's like trying to make everyone become Catholic or having everyone be vegetarian, because otherwise people who don't do as we say or as we believe can hurt us or will do something against us. This war was technically an event to see who was better at what, like I mentioned earlier, a competition between two countries that became bigger and it started involving others as the years started to pass. I really believe that we're all free to follow whatever system we prefer. If we don't like it, we can move someplace else or try to change it pacifically. Even though it was a Cold War, there were wars fought because of this, and problems or tensions created because of it as well. I am not against giving people options so they can know there are different things that can be better for them to their point of view, but that should not mess with the general peace or the normal behavior of things. So yeah, I believe in general everyone is free to choose and follow whatever they think is best for them. That is all for my part. I hope you liked it and that you learned something new from the Cold War. Thanks for your attention.